In the last 20 months, I've grown from 3,000 to more than 400,000 followers on LinkedIn. But more importantly, I've helped more than 600 entrepreneurs to grow their businesses with content. Many entrepreneurs waste hours every week staring at a blank screen trying to figure out what to post on LinkedIn. They think they have to be creative or original and are stuck in this content creation limbo, overwhelmed by finding ideas, writing posts, creating visuals, and engaging in the comments. It's truly exhausting. But there's a system that makes coming up with content ideas and writing posts incredibly easy. It's the same system I've used to generate more than 300 million impressions, and it takes 15 minutes per text post once you have it set up. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 2 ways to come up with post ideas that work for any target audience and the post writing formula I use to write every single post. Method 1. Create your problem bank using AI. So the foundational principle of creating content is that you want to write about other people's problems, ideally your target audience's problems. Because you write about their problems, they're more likely to stop and read what you have to say, because they're going to trade their time and attention for the value that they think you're going to deliver. So that's why you should always start with problems rather than your solution. So what makes this so powerful is that you're just packaging up what you already know from real client conversations and just turning that into content ideas. So now I've talked to you about what a problem bank is, just a list of problems that your ideal customers have. Let's talk about 2 ways to actually come up with one. The first one is you just ask AI to come up with a list of problems based on your target audience, and then you cross-check those problems based on your experience. The second one is you just use an AI note taker like Fireflies to transcribe all client calls, and then you dump these transcripts into ChatGPT and ask it to identify common themes and problems. You can see here AI is core in both of those. So now I'll show you how I do this in the Say What platform. So what I'll do is I'll start off by dropping in a prompt that defines my target audience and what I sell, and then ask for a list of very specific problems. And what you'll see is that it comes back with a list of 30 or so problems bucketed into different categories. And it does that by looking through the internet, looking through your profile to see what you talk about, and coming back with a list. And then the next really important step here is that you then go through this list and you identify which ones you hear most from your clients. So you are the expert and we're just getting AI to help you. And you can do this exact same process for recurring objections or questions that you get and turn that into content too, because you just want to overcome objections before you actually get to meeting people, because that makes the sales call so much easier. And so whenever you now want to write a post, you've got a list of 20 to 30 problems. And so you can just pick one of these sub problems whenever you want to write a post. So you'll never run out of content ideas again. And now I've got 2 really important tips here. Number 1, when you have a contrarian take on one of these problems, I would focus on that one, because that will typically get better engagement on LinkedIn and help set you apart as a thought leader. The second important tip here is use the client's language to describe the problem, because if you use their language, they'll feel like you understand them better and are more likely to buy from you and work with you. So now you've gone through this process, you have authentic content ideas based on real client conversations in their words, instead of just guessing what to write. If you want the exact AI prompts I use in Say What to build problem banks from my client calls, the same systematic approach has helped me generate more than 300 million impressions on LinkedIn alone, then click the first link in the description below and start your free trial today. So now on to method 2. Look at what performs well and adapt that to your niche. I've done a whole video just on this topic because it's such an important principle, but I'll explain it here again. What you do here is you search for trending content, either directly on LinkedIn or in Say What. You search for keywords and then you sort by likes to see what's already working across other niches and in your niche. The second thing I do is I have a list in Say What of creators that I like, and I regularly check the content, what they're writing about, to see if there's anything that I find inspirational. And so really what you're looking for here is proven topics and visual styles that get engagement. Remember, you're not trying to copy here, you're trying to just get inspired and see what's already worked, because things that have already worked have a higher likelihood of working for you too. Now, I'm going to talk you through how to adapt top performing content to your own niche. So say you found a post you really like. Maybe it's a harsh career truths post. What you want to do is you want to take the underlying formula, but name your specific audience in the title to make it relevant for them. So for example, you could take harsh career truths and turn it into harsh consulting truths or harsh cybersecurity truths, if those are your target audiences. Then you're making something specifically for your audience. And the reason this works is it plays into underlying human psychology. People love harsh truths, rules, laws, and they also love content that feels specifically relevant for them. So when they see their profession in the title, they stop scrolling. So these two methods complement each other very well. And let me explain why. When you're looking at content that's already worked and then adapting it to your audience, often this is top of funnel content. This is carousels, infographics, and things that can appeal to everyone in your target audience. So when we're using our problem bank, we're going a bit deeper. We're talking about your authentic experiences and we're tying that in with your client's real struggles. And so this is good for middle of funnel content. The problem bank content is probably not going to get you as many new followers as using trending content and adapting it to your audience. But that's okay, because you're trying to build a deeper relationship and trying to build trust. But you can use both these methods together to never run out of content ideas and never have to be creative again. So we've talked about how to find ideas. Now I want to tell you about how to write posts. So now that you have two ways to help with content ideas, both from the problem bank method and the trending topics approach, here's exactly how to turn these ideas into top performing posts using the problem agitate solution framework, which is my favorite. So before diving into this example, I want to explain this framework. The problem. We've already talked about how important it is to talk about your target audience's problems. Well, an example problem might be something like, I'm overweight. Agitation is then the pain associated with the problem. So the agitation could be something like, I feel ashamed of myself when I try and go for walks and my thighs rub together. It's something very visceral that makes people want to take action. And in solution is just very obvious. It's 1 to 3 ways of combating this. And ideally you want to keep it as simple as possible. So maybe in this example, it's taking walking meetings rather than just sitting at your desk all day. So now we're going to walk through one of my posts that use this framework, that it's useful for beginners and it's also used by seasoned creators like Justin Welsh, Lara Costa, Justin Meacham, and me. I use it all the time. So now let's step through an example. So here I hooked with consistency is not growth. It's only half the battle. This is contrarian, it's under 10 words, and makes people question conventional LinkedIn advice. The conventional advice is just be consistent and everything will be fine. Then we move into the problem. I see this advice everywhere, just be consistent and you'll get there. Again, pithy, under 10 words, and it highlights something that people hear a lot, which is that you just need to be consistent and you'll be fine. And then next, I move into agitations. I describe 3 painful examples, which I've done myself, which is consistently pitching a failing product, working 80 hours a week with no results, and networking without actually building relationships. These are painful, and people who can empathize with this feel that pain. So the solution is a simple formula. Consistency plus intentional change equals growth. It's really simple and easy to read. And then we have a call to action at the end that is tied into my business. I created 120 post templates to help you build something consistently. It pushes people to a lead magnet and then signing up to my newsletter. So now you have the complete system. And when you want fresh angles to your content, just look at what's trending and adapt those proven formulas to your niche. And then write it using the problem agitate solution framework. The whole process takes under 30 minutes once you have it in place. And once you start using this, you'll stop staring at blank screens. You'll stop hoping for creativity. This is how I've generated over 320 million impressions without being a super creative guy. So if you'd like to use the exact AI prompts I use in Say What to build your problem banks, identify trending topics, click the first link in the description below to start your free trial today. And I'll see you in the next video.